Hello and welcome to the BLM Fireside Chat. This is the 1st of April 2026 and I'm excited to have you on the broadcast today. Well, typically 1st of April is called April Fool's Day. I do not agree. But I believe that today we're going to learn a lot of wisdom, right? Wisdom from the guest that we have on the program today. He's a very, very dear friend and brother of mine. I respect him so much, love him so much. He has a lot of wisdom to share with us. I'm just going to read his profile very quickly. He's a seasoned engineering consultant and a director with extensive experience in design, supervision, and management of engineering projects across industrial, commercial, and residential developments. He's somebody who has over 20 years of professional experience. He has demonstrated excellence in MEP systems design, working on several landmark projects across Nigeria and also working with other international consultants on peer review and design optimization. Worked across the world on various very important projects. His leadership, technical acumen, and commitment to quality has earned him a reputation of delivering innovative and cost-effective engineering solutions that align with international standards. He's well-schooled. He holds a Master's of Science degree in thermodynamics and fluid mechanics, a Bachelor of Engineering degree in mechanical engineering. He's also a registered member of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, and a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. His strong academic background and professional affiliations with organizations like ASHRAE, CIBSE reflect his dedication to engineering excellence, innovation, and adherence to the highest industrial standards in a very interesting way. And I know he might say it on the program today. I'm aware he's also somewhere in the loop where doctorate degrees are concerned. But let's see. Let me not let the cat out of the bag. He currently serves as the director, what you would call the MD CEO in this case, of IEPM. IEPM is Integral Engineers and Project Managers. The position is held since June 2018. Sorry, I wanted to say 2028. I was going to be wondering 2028. Sorry, 2018, right? Prior to this, he was a project manager with Avantis Integrated Consulting. He was a senior mechanical engineer at AIM, that's AIM Consultants Limited. He also worked as a mechanical engineer with CA Consultants and project engineer at Building Consultants Limited, now CCP. I mean, he's well decorated as an engineer. He's well respected globally. Actually, he's one of the gifts that we have in this country, and he's happily married to his very dear wife, a wonderful lady, I tell you, a wonderful woman, Ademuwagun Akhibi. She's a university lecturer. She's the one teaching us to behave well, and they are blessed with 3 wonderful children, wonderful children. He loves his children and his wife to pieces. He loves them so much. He's a remarkable man. And one of the things I like about him, his personal quote: what God ordains, he maintains. So he's very big on ensuring he does what God wants him to do, right? It is my joy this evening, to welcome Engineer GODFREY Akhibi as he graces us with his presence on the BLM Fireside Chat for the month of April 2026. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Joshua Ademuwagun.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, audience and guests.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And it's going to be an exciting time. You would say I told you so. All right, so let's get into it, right? Who is Engineer GODFREY Akhibi?
Okay. In simple words, Engineer GODFREY Akhibi is a man that is a product of grace. That's one thing I always tell people. I'm a product of grace because I'm where I am today because of the grace of God.
Yes.
It's not by my effort. It's not because I know how to do engineering better, but because God has just found me and granted me grace to be able to do engineering. And I'm also a man who loves God, a man who loves my wife dearly, and my children.
Yes.
That's engineer God.
I like the way you say it and the way you put it. Beautiful, beautiful. So, I mean, how did you get into engineering? I mean, I see the things you do when I have the opportunity to visit your office, and I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, that's one of the last courses I would have read. This one.
And funny enough, I actually wanted to study medicine.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to study medicine. There was a year University of Benin had to combine 2 academic calendar together for time. Then they had they lost a year and they were to combine 2. So my first jam was actually medicine. Medicine and surgery because I love biology also.
Interesting.
But God has a way of actually revealing his plan in your life.
Yes.
I had a dream, and the dream does not depict medicine. So showing engineering.
Wow.
And I just knew that medicine was not my thing. There's one thing for you to love a course, another thing for you to operate where God wants it to be. So I just believe God wanted me to actually do engineering. So I applied and I got the admission, and I will say the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And when you talk about medicine, engineering, I wanted to study medicine too.
Wow.
Or let me put it this way, my parents wanted me to study medicine. but for somebody who does not like blood, I think at a point I told them, I said, no, I'm not going to do this. And thank God they agreed, because I mean, I think I'd have been living a very different life now. Right. Okay, so that's interesting. But so after you finished from the university, of course you served. And then, I mean, you had worked in a number of places, which I mentioned, AIM consultants, which are very popular guys.
Yes.
Yeah. And CA consultants in a very interesting way. My consulting days, I did some work for them, succession planning. Yeah. Good. I did some work. And then, you worked in a number of places. Then you decided to start your own business. What informed that? Okay.
In my early days of practice as an engineer, there's one thing I always tell people to watch out for. Gaps. Because you can't cover all grounds. There will always be a gap. There's a niche for everybody.
Yeah.
So one thing that informed my drive to start my own practice was I saw a gap. Gap in how engineers were trained.
Yeah.
Gaps in how services was being dispensed. Gaps in engineering methodology and design optimization. I saw those gaps, and because of my academic training and also my love for deep research, I love to do a lot of research. Yeah. Just give me the topic, go to sleep. I'll get you all the results. So I just knew there is something that was missing. And there was a lot of this copy and paste in engineering. And the white brothers of ours were coming from overseas, and they were taking all the jobs. And I asked myself, these are things we can actually do our own. Thank God for the training I had, my elementary training. Gave me room for me to actually go into deep research. And I just said there's a gap. So there must be something, and I have to fill in that gap.
Wow.
So that was my starting point.
Wow.
That was the niche. That gap I wanted to just close.
Wow. Yeah. And again, I mean, one of the people we're speaking to through this broadcast are actually individuals who are starting their own business, who have started their own business, individuals who maybe are running a side gig, for want of a better word, and if I hear you rightly, and I mean, just applying the principles now. So every business that should exist, the idea is to go into the business to fill in a gap, fill in a need.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. So if your business is not filling in any need,
there's no need going into business.
There's no need to go in. I like that. If your business is not filling any need, there's no need to go in.
There's no need going
into it. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So now you saw a need and you decided to go in.
Yes.
I want to ask you, when you started your business, right? How has the journey been so far?
I would say it was tough. But one thing I always tell people in business is that you must know the reason why you're out for business. Because, but with the right preparation, technical preparation, or irrespective of your trade, your business, intellectual property, then having the right network.
Yes.
And one thing I always tell people who want to start a business, they must make sure that even where God has kept you to operate or even earn salary, you must be useful to the organization because that is your starting point. That is your foundation. And with all those right ingredients, having the right foundation, having the right intellectual property, having God by your side and God is leading you, because God did not say the going will not be tough.
Yeah.
But he only says that even before the challenge comes, you'll be operating from a standpoint of victory.
Yes.
So that is constant.
Yeah.
So with the right knowledge, the right training, you'll be able to muzzle out all the challenges and swim out of every challenges that come your way. But starting is actually very tough, especially in Nigeria, where there are times I just ask myself, is it that the policies of the government are there to hold you down, not to grow, but with the right training, the right network, the right education.
Yes.
Because one thing again is that before you go into starting your own business, there must be some series of education you have to take. Finance education, business education, networking, stakeholder management systems. There are a lot of things you need to put together. If you are fortunate or privileged to get this training from your previous place of employment where you've been earning salary or where you've been working, then it's a good one for you. But some people don't have those kind of robust system where all those channel or where you go through those departments, you know. But for me, I believe God actually took me through a process. And at some point, I rose into a managerial level where I had to take decision with the management.
Yeah.
Though a lot of people think it was tough because my marriage was still very young. So I had to do a lot of sitting down late night with the top management, going for some meetings where I'm supposed to be with my wife and children at home. But those training actually gave me an opportunity for me to really settle. It was tough, like I said.
Yes.
But when you look at all those training
Yes.
and all those ingredients and what God has done, and with God's grace and guidance in my life, people will always show up. People who God has destined on your path to make you stabilize.
Yes.
You must not forget those. Those are the ingredients that you need that helped me to muzzle out all my starting points in my business.
I mean, you make some very, very important. You said there are certain things that people or certain trainings that individuals must ensure that they have.
Correct.
So, i.e., things around finance, you know, things around stakeholder management, things around networking, things about, for want of a better word, business acumen.
Correct.
That those things are important, right?
Very, very important.
Yeah, because I mean, I meet lots of business people. Individuals who are going into business or people that are in business and they know next to nothing about finance. So they say, you know what, I'll hire an accountant. But what about if the accountant is defrauding you or if the accountant is doing nonsense? So yes, you might not be an expert in accountancy, but it's important at least you have some rudimentary knowledge about what about profit and loss.
Losses,
what is revenue, expenses, cost. What are these things? Like you can manage, you know, and then you say stakeholder management.
Correct.
In your business, right? How has stakeholder management played a very critical role? I mean, what role has it played? And how has it played that role?
Thank you so much for that question. The first thing I want to say is, who are stakeholders? Because there's this adage from the English word that if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So the first thing is that you have to first of all define who are the stakeholders. And for my own personal definition, I'll say stakeholders are a group of people or persons who have impact or who want to benefit from your business processes. They may be internal, they may be external. So the first thing you need to first of all identify in your business path is, who are my stakeholders? But one thing I would like to quickly discuss is, for every business, there is a business of the trade and there is skill of the trade.
Wow.
Yeah. One thing I notice about a lot of companies, startups, and they have challenges, skill-wise, they are good. You have the skill, they are there, they can do it. But the question is, do you understand the business behind that trade? Because there's a business behind every trade.
Yes.
And there's a skill behind every trade.
Yes.
As a business owner, you must graduate from the skill of the trade to business of this trade.
Wow.
Because this is where stakeholders begin to come in. Because stakeholders, you have internal, you have external stakeholders. For internal stakeholders, talks about your team members, your board of directors,
Yeah.
your other fellow colleagues in the office,
Yes.
the internal stakeholders. Then when you go back to external stakeholders, your clients, like for me, I'm a consulting engineer, so I have to work with architects, structural engineers, and other, at times work with international parties
Yes.
who are probably doing peer review from their respective countries. They're also stakeholders.
Yes.
How do you balance this? How do you make sure that your decision does not affect them negatively? How do you make sure that you want to win? You must not win for them to lose. It has to be a win-win situation.
Wow.
So that's where stakeholder management system comes to play. It's a whole lot of, is a training on its own. You need to understand that training. And that's why I just say I'm a product of grace. Because there were some places I worked,
Yes.
I was exposed. Though it was painful, they give you like, do this, do this, do that. Though I didn't know that God was preparing me for my future. But these are things I believe every business or those that want to start a business needs to really understand and need to put into perspective.
Yes.
It's critical.
Yes.
Stakeholder is critical. The business of the trade is critical. The skill of the trade is also critical.
Yes.
If there's what they call equilibrium in physics, where you have A and B, they must be balanced.
Yes.
If your skill of the trade is more than the business of the trade, sorry to use this Yoruba word, but you won't see the revenue.
Revenue, yes.
Yeah. But when you focus on the business of the trade and you throw away the skill of the trade,
yes,
you will get to a place, but you can't sustain it. So there must be a balance between skill of the trade and business of the trade. And there's a time frame. This is a whole lot of discussion. There's a time frame for where you have to migrate, called metamorphose from the skill of the trade to business of the trade. And when you are leaving that path of the skill of the trade, you must bring people into the skill of the trade.
Absolutely.
So these are structure in building your business from one level to the other. And this is how you grow into the system.
Fantastic. I mean, oh no, I'm so excited about the conversation we're having because I believe very strongly that this is, for want of a better word, solving the issues and the problems of a lot of people, right? Because I mean, I do get the opportunity to meet lots of individuals who are running a business, and you just have this diagnostics conversation with them. And you can tell that the problem here is that this person understands the skill of the trade. And then to be able to scale from the skill of the trade, because the person has gotten to a place where they've discovered that I cannot do all these things alone.
Correct.
I mean, I need to grow.
Correct.
Then the question becomes, how do I grow?
Yes.
And you know, for some of them, they think to grow means I must increase more of my skill. So that is not bad. But at that point, to grow, they might need to start understanding how businesses work.
Correct.
So you have people who sing, and then you have the managers who are the ones who manage the record label, who are the who manage and they formed, you know. Yeah. Wow. I mean, very, very remarkable. And these conversations around stakeholder management, I love it because, I mean, that's very critical. Internal stakeholders, external stakeholders. So I want to ask you a very interesting question, right? On your path so far, how important have mentors been? Would you say mentoring is important? And if it is, right, how important and how has it shaped your entrepreneurship journey?
For me, in my own personal perspective, I would say mentorship is like a fuel that drives the engine. Mentorship is key.
Yes.
Not only in business, in all areas of life.
Yes.
Academics, marriage,
yes,
even in finance,
yes,
business,
yes,
mentors.
Yes.
Mentorship has done a lot of things for me. For me, I'm like, I'm the first child. I don't have an elder brother. My dad was not a businessman. My mom also was not a business person. So God has a way of actually preparing your path in life. And if you understand those journey of life, you'll take advantage of the processes that God is taking you through.
Yes.
In my early journey of life, God brought some wonderful people, my way. And at times, one of the challenges I see with people is they don't want to pay the sacrifice of being mentored because there are a lot of sacrifices. At some point, you may not even have your time to yourself. You may have to go through some rigorous training. But at the end of the day, you'll be better for it.
Yes.
For me, for business, mentorship has been key. One thing I learned in my mentorship program which I did consciously, is that value disposition in business decision is critical.
Wow.
And one thing I learned early in my business startup was focus on the value. Even if you are not being paid the expected amount, focus on the value. I learned that very hard, especially when you are a startup and you don't have someone powering you with financial resources. And you're looking at, I need these resources to do this.
Yes.
But yet your mentor is telling you, focus on the value. And please also know that mentors are not somebody that will give you money. Yeah, they won't give you money.
That's what some people think.
No, mentor will not give you money.
Mentors are different from venture capitalists.
Yes, of course. Mentors will not give you money. And we also need to be very careful. If you're a mentees, you need to hold that right. Very strong. You know, there's this adage that if you don't want to forget a thing, put it on your left hand. You have to hold it. Don't expect a mentor to give you money. A mentor is to show you a path and make you not to make the mistakes that they made.
Yes.
And that's one thing about me, is that a mentor who have gone through the life experiences will coach you better than a mentor who's just theoretical.
Yes.
So for me, in my business path, mentors they are very critical. Very, very. They have their role to play. Then now, where we as Christians, you have the spirit in you, because we are spirit that have a soul that lives in a body.
Yes.
So we're also spirit being.
Yes.
That is where your discerning spirit comes to play. Like Pastor Shola, I love him so much. One thing he will tell you is that he said something a couple of weeks ago when he was talking about relationship and mentorship, that as a Christian, you must know when the mentor's journey stops in your life and when
season
is over. So that's, as a Christian, because that's the advantage we have, the Spirit of God in us. So mentorship is key, but you must be very careful to know when is the season of this mentor and where you need to pick up another.
Exactly.
Because you may have a mentor who is very good in startup, sacrifices, determination. You may not have the same skill or spirit of finance management in that same mentor. He will start you up, but you need an engine to sustain you.
Yes.
And that's where discipline or financial discipline, delayed
building
gratification, building the right system will come to play. So mentorship is key. If you have everything in one, glory be to God. Or most time, God will allow you to go through different seasons of life so that you can appreciate His beauty.
Wow.
So mentorship is key, very important in business growth. But please note that as a mentee, your mentor is not supposed to give you money. He's not supposed to make life easier for you. He's there to make sure that you take the right step.
Right step, yes.
And just like to guide you through the process of life.
Yes.
So mentors, you cannot underestimate it.
That's powerful, you know, because sometimes I think I've met people who come to me and they say, oh, I want you to mentor me. And I really know that they are looking for a sponsor. They are not looking for a mentor. And I say, okay, it's fine. I'm telling you, so I know they're looking for a sponsor. And I jokingly mentioned to you, sometimes I I send them on certain interesting assignments. Then after a while, they review themselves and say, Oga, the real reason I gave is
ABCD.
Is ABCD.
Easy way to
it's
go.
Just, and what is sad, which you've sort of spoken about, is the fact that one advice from a mentor can save you 20 years of hardship.
Correct.
Just one advice.
Correct.
For some of them, they've seen it, they've done it.
Yeah.
They've seen that this way doesn't work, and they've seen that this other way works, and they're telling you, and so that's remarkable. So when you look at entrepreneurs today, especially individuals who, maybe they got into business and it is time to scale. They've come in, their skill has helped them thus far, right? It's time to scale and build systems, right? To help them sustain what they are building, right? And then they become very hesitant. And I understand the hesitance. A lot of times it's because they hired the first person. That one shows them paper. So they say that, you know what, maybe let me just withdraw to my shell. You know what I mean? So how have you been able, and your response would really be advising our entrepreneurs, right? Yeah. How have you been able to build the system that you have now Because I would not want to believe that you've not hired some employees that you look back and say, should you have been able to maintain despite maybe things going wrong? Or maybe I should say, have you always hired right?
Like you rightly said. But one thing I always advise entrepreneurs or someone is about to start, you have to be ready for disappointment. Then number two, as a leader, one of your core objectives is how to transmit the vision into the life of the people around you. Irrespective of what you pay anybody. If they don't align with the vision of the organization, they are just waiting to leave. Number three, I was talking about skill of the trade and business of the trade. Now, one thing for me that have helped me, probably because of my research, reading, and study behavior, most of my good engineers were actually trained by me.
Wow.
Yeah, I got them, like catch them young, took my time raw, and I trained them. Some of them might be privileged to go for external training, even some travel abroad to just train them. But the most important thing, what keeps an employee with you is not the amount of money you pay. It's the ability for you to be able to transmit the vision and let them see through you what you intend to achieve. If you're able to do that, but all this English, you still have some people who will tell you, even if you give me the moon, I still want to go. Like I said,
I was going to ask.
Yes, you still have to be ready for such disappointments. I had the guy. In fact, it was when I needed him the most. When he came fresh. If I could never look at my face when he joined us, if I walk past him, you'll see him shake. At some point I called him, sorry, I'm not big kid, don't be afraid. Because of where he was coming from. His idea, if a boss is coming, you have to run, I think they created a lot of fear in him, which is not good. If anybody is doing that, it's not a good thing. Your subordinate must love you. You must also love them. Also try to be part and parcel, but you must know how to draw the line. I trained him. Seriously, it was a lot of investment, because not just investment in training, investment in character, stamina, to be able to stand well, even to the extent of dressing.
Wow.
Yeah, going for meetings, things you need to do. I even encouraged him to go and learn how to drive. So I was creating me in him. When I needed him the most, he said he was leaving. It was tough. It was a tough decision. But one thing about life is we should understand that when somebody is not ready to work with you or stay with you, there's nothing you want to do. Just allow the person go and let your heart bless them. God has a way of making things work out. You've sown a seed here. God has a way of bringing on that harvest from somewhere. So that's just one thing I would just say.
And when this person leaves, you don't then make up your mind that you're not going to train or point to anybody else.
No. In fact, few weeks ago, I got a couple of emails from Unilag, Bay University, Covenant University. In fact, I got one from Elizade University. Wow. They want their students to come to us for training, because we do a lot of we take a lot of engineers, You keep training. You keep training. Like Pastor Shola was saying, sorry, I have to mention Pastor Shola. Pastor Shola was saying something last Sunday. He said when Jesus Christ had more than 12, but when Jesus Christ would say the hard truth, he said, me, I can't follow, they will leave. But the question is, you will have people like that will leave. So you just have to be ready to take that hard pill.
Interesting. Now that we're talking about pouring into employees, right? So how important is training employees that work in your business? How important is it to the health of your business?
It is very important that you train, irrespective of where the person is coming from. There is a way of doing the business for every organization. Even if we're doing the same trade, we are selling the same services or goods or anything, there is a way things are done. That's your signature. That's what differentiates you from every other person. So training is key. Even if you're coming with years of experience, even more than the board of management experience, but there's a way things are done so that you have a consistent quality across the board. So training is good. It's very important. We have a mentor-mentee relationship, like a coach relationship. When a young engineer is coming in, we assign the young engineer to someone to train. Even if you have the skill of doing designs, doing drafting, doing all those other things, but there's a way we present, there's a way we present things, even to the extent of the way you talk. We've gone for some training. I won't mention the company's name, but we've gone for some training where I have to even go with some of my engineers. There was the time I invited one of this global management company. We brought them, because we were big, but we sacrificed the fund. Let's just do it because we wanted to operate from the same frequency. Because this is also very critical because as you grow and begin to expand, you can't be everywhere at the same time. True. So that is where training becomes very important because when you train your team members, I don't call them my staff, I call them my colleagues. When you train your team members, your colleagues, and they begin to behave like you, it means that you can now go to rest and plan better and grow bigger. But when you don't train, you will not grow. So training is key because that is where you pour yourself in people. Because one of the objectives of every leader is to make sure that you replicate yourself in more than 3 persons so that they begin to behave like you. They begin to operate like you. They go to meetings, they speak, and they'll say, oh, we saw your person in this office, and this the same thing, the way you speak, the way you talk. I've seen that happens among my team. And they just say, oh, this guy behaved like his boss or his MD. Just because training is key. Because if you don't train, you don't get the best results. And if you don't train, you don't bring people to an alignment. And for companies who are also operating the QMS system, quality management system, you understand that quality consistency is a function of what you impute and how you manage the processes. So you must train to make sure that all those systems are replicated so that when one person leaves or one person is on leave, there is no fall in quality. And so these are things, training is you cannot but just begin to invest into the life of your staff. And if you have this mindset, that if I train, what about if they leave? God in his infinite mercy. And that's why I started with, I'm a product of grace. And one thing we should all know that God has a way of blessing everyone. So training is, I cannot but just mention that training is key. That is the lifeblood of the business. Because if quality begins to drop, you definitely lose your clientele base. So training is key. And one thing I want people to understand, when you think as the MD, you have to be in all the meetings. If you are not there, things will not move. It shows that you are still very small. Because you should be able to replicate yourself in the life of your team members. So at the end of the day, that is where your client will take you serious. Because they will know that, yes, this man has done a lot and he has invested. Because people want to do business with people who they can say, if something happened to this man, my project will not stop. So this is just the reason why training cannot be emphasized.
So all those businesses where they are looking for where to cut budget, the first place is training. They are doing it wrong.
Totally. That's the lifeblood of the business.
Yes, because they're not thinking about quality. Interesting. And I know that sometimes you hear entrepreneurs say, oh, I've sent them for 10 trainings. Really? At the end of the day, right? What is the advantage of the 10 trainings I sent them for? But sometimes when I meet people like that, then I tell them, I say, well, it depends on where you sent them to. Correct. It depends on where you sent them to and the kind of training you sent them for. So if you send them to the right place, well, you should start seeing the results, right? Beautiful. So now when you look at businesses generally, and I'm asking this so that you tell us from the insights from running your own business, right? You've been an employee.
Correct.
And now you are a business owner, right? You run a successful engineering consulting business. Is it easier? Because, you find people who they are working. I'm stressed. This boss is just stressing my life. I'm going to resign. I'm going to start my own business. Is it easier?
I apologize if I always refer to God in most of because I'm a product of grace. One thing I understand about life, and as you grow in life, not business or no business thing, one thing you need to understand is you understand who you are as a person. You run a business not because you're the most intelligent. One thing you should need to know that. You don't run a business because you're the best. You need to know that. Now, understanding your personality, understanding who you are, understanding where you function, where you operate, where your efficiency is enhanced is key. When I started my engineering practice, my plan was, practice, make money, grow to a level, probably still be working because I love engineering. Thank God for grace. I've done my first degree, second degree. Even my PhD is also in engineering. So I love engineering.
I told you.
But you need to understand how you operate and where you operate from.
Yes.
If you leave a paid employment
Yes.
because someone spoke to you rudely or because someone treated you wrongly and you want to run to prove something, you will have a startup. You can start. The energy to start is there. You have that energy because of where you're coming from. But there's what they call sustainability. The energy to remain. And after remaining, you have to again progress.
Yes.
You stabilize, you progress again.
Yes.
There's what they call like
scaling.
Scaling.
The name they call it.
I want to call it like
the S-curve.
Yes. To begin to, because there's a level, if you stay there too long, you begin to look like a stale thing. So you have to keep moving. Now, if you don't have that charisma, but there's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of energy you have to burn, a lot of things you have to do to move to the next level, stabilize, move to stabilize. That's how business should run. I have friends, very good, skilled. In fact, some of them work abroad. They're I call them my seniors in the industry. Lovely set of people. From our conversation and the way we speak, they don't have the grace to run an organization. Their skill level is so wow. You see them speak, they do some amazing things that I'm asking myself, sir, come back to Nigeria and run something. They will tell you, I've not been called to run. I don't have that grace to start. I don't have the strength to do business. I can only operate at this level and my efficiency is enhanced. I can go anywhere in the world and practice and do well. They understand their niche. They understand their calling. They understand their strength. There are some people, not because they're very intelligent, but God has given them the grace to bring out the best even when the people don't believe in their self. They can draw out the best out of weakness to turn people's weakness to strength. Such people are leaders. People that step into a scene, those who are sad, they are happy. People are finding some things difficult. When they appear, things become easy. Not because they're the most intelligent, but they're just graced. So you need to understand how God has created you and wired you. And this is a function of your life processes and where you're coming from and the process of life you've gone through. For me, running a business is not because I'm the best or I have so much intelligence. My elementary life, even before I even went to the university, my process of life, my upbringing, my family structure and everything created a leader in me. I don't believe anybody's born a leader. A process of life will create, and if you take advantage of it, you can enhance it. So when you look at all those charisma, look at all those possibilities, then you ask yourself a deep question. Am I called to run a business? Like I said initially, there are gaps and niche you have to create for yourself. You can't go into, if you go into business, you want to make money, you're going to fail. Sincerely. If your reason for going to, because people still earn salary. I was looking at MDs of banks and what they earn. When I saw it, I said, wow, I should have just read one accounting course and go and become MD. Good amount of money. But yet they are MDs and they are not the owner of the banks because the owners of the banks are still alive. They are looking at them. Oh yeah, they earn those money. So if you are going into business to make money, you don't have to go into business to make money. So these are things you need to really look at critically before you step into the waters of running a business. So it's critical. You need to know what you are made up of. All this you can get from God. And this is the advantage in Christ. So if you have those able to solve or ask yourself those deep questions and you have answers for them, then you will know where you belong to. Some people are called to be in the engine room of an organization. They run the organization and they grow so well that they do far better than those that even run businesses. Why some are called to build. When you are called to build, called to take from scratch and make something. When you become like an epic center of solution, you know, yes, there's something for you to lead. So you need to understand where you're coming from. So it's beyond you just want to, I can speak English. When I go to a place, everybody will keep quiet. No, that's not it. You need to really understand yourself. And this understanding, you can only get it from a deep-rooted relationship and conversation with your maker. It's the only one that can give you the answer. So there is no DYDX that can give you that. So it's only God that can reveal yourself to you because you don't know yourself, or your maker knows you better. So this is the foundation of your pathway, either being an employee or growing the rank, or you want to be a business owner. So it's not a function of your body language.
How you're feeling.
No, it's not a feeling thing. If you go by feeling, It's only God that will help you. So, but it's not feeling. You have to understand where you belong to in the matrix of things. Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, tying this answer with the previous answer, right? You don't go into business simply because you want to make money.
No.
You go into business because you want to create value.
God bless you, sir.
Wow. Little wonder why you have lots of briefcase companies. These guys, and once the person makes money, the person can travel abroad for summer. The person can buy the car they want. I mean, the person can build the house they want or buy the house they want. Also, you see the business, and so in Africa, you hardly find. I won't say you do not have, because I'm sure there would exist. You hardly find businesses that will be 100 years old. They'll tell you, so XYZ, 1875. That's when the business started, and it's still growing till today. Yeah. Because a lot of people started businesses to make money. But you see, those that started business for vision, you will make money, and value and vision. I mean, powerful. Now, I mean, our time is almost up. So I'm going to ask you the last question, but definitely, sir, you're coming back. Definitely, we'll bring you back to this broadcast. Bring you back to this broadcast, I tell you. Just one more question, right? I mean, if you look at the business scenario or the scene today, and you want to speak to entrepreneurs, right? What would you tell them in terms of how they should be thinking? What would you tell them?
The first thing for me will be sustainability. It's critical. In one of the things I learned in CA Consultant, and when you said you did a solution plan for them, I was in surprise. One thing I learned during my period with CA Consultant is you have to think from that perspective of sustainability. You must understand what runs the company, what will make you scale up to the next level, and the driver of such companies. Those structures must be your value, what your niche, what you intend to close up, the gap you intend to fill up. You need to understand your revenue mechanism, because you also need revenue to be able to run the vision of the organization. Then you need to understand the fuel that runs the organization. When you understand the fuel that runs the organization, then you go to, how do I brand the organization to the next level? Because branding does the magic. Because you can be very good and you just be playing the local league. But there's a change of branding you do. You move from the local league to the international league. Thank God for grace. Like I said, I'm a product of grace. It's not a lot of things I can say here, because of the NDAs and confidentiality stuff signed. So those things must be there. So when you're starting up a business, you need to first of all understand what gap do I want to close out, the niche you want to, the environment you want to play. Then number two, you need to understand the basic skill that keeps the client coming. Then you need to understand the revenue system and the methodology around it. Because one thing again, you can be very good and you're overpricing and you lose clients. And you can be very good, you're underpricing and people don't trust your quality. So you need to be able to balance that. Then you now begin to look at, how do I scale up? And that's where the issue of partnership come into play. I'm doing a couple of projects, some I would say heavy projects, where some of the consulting firms are from overseas. We have meetings, we do things together. And I'm here in Nigeria, they are coming from either France or the UK. And we're doing projects together. Partnership is key. It's also very, very important. Because one thing I understand is, one of the ingredients that your company is scaling up is that you begin to see partnership coming in. People calling you that want to partner with you to do projects with you. At that phase, definitely all the platforms, you must have invested in that branding, scaling up, then they see you from the outside and they're able to partner with you. So there are a lot of things, like you said, this time is not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough to, if I take branding, is a full discussion. If I take stakeholder, is a full discussion. So there are a lot of things that are involved. But one thing I can just say in general is that you want to start up, just understand the gap you want to. Forget about the money. Because where the value is, that's where the money is. Where the value is, that's where the money is. Wow. That's where it is.
Wow.
You can say you are making some money, but when your value is enhanced, your money goes up.
Goes up.
Even when you're not ready, they chase you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is the secret.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I mean, where the value is, that's where the money is.
Yes, sir.
I mean, so to increase your money, increase your value.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Thank
sir.
you. Really appreciate your time. I mean, I know you're a very, very busy man. I mean, it's amazing. I was shocked you were even in Nigeria today. So thank you for taking out the time to come and, grace us on this broadcast.
You're welcome,
and I'm
sir.
so sure that the audience have learned so much. And what is sure is that we're bringing you back, sir. Thank
Amen.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. For our audience, thank you for watching. I mean, this is the BLM Fireside Chat, the April edition. I want you to not only listen to this episode, listen to the previous episodes and just move into 2026. This is like the 4th month in 2026. We still have some 9 months there, or 8 months to go. So come on, you can make those 8 months as beautiful as ever, right? So just go into the months and do a great work in your business. And if you're planning, you've gotten some very, very important secrets from our guest today. If you are not following us on any of our social media channels, would encourage you to do so. You find those channels on the screen. And of course, for our YouTube channel, we do not only want you to just watch, we want you to subscribe. So just click on the subscribe button and begin to get, notifications from us whenever we drop any remarkable content. One thing we're about at the Life, right, is to enable you to become all you were created to be. And so it's a movement. It's a crusade we are running. And we want your life, we want your business to be the better for it. That is what God has sent us to do. And that's what we're gladly doing every single day. Until I see you on the 1st of May, which happens to be Workers' Day, Until I see you on the 1st of May, I want to say enjoy the month of April and do fantastic things in your business. Take care. See you in May.